Let's start with OOPS concept. We had already worked onto the OOPS concept last time also. We had started it. OOPS is an object programming or object-oriented programming system actually. Whenever we are talking about the OOPS concept, because earlier days the C was there, later on C++ came, and you already know that Python is built onto the top of C++. So in the days of C, we are having the procedural programming where no modules are created, and the work we have, that one is a very quite troublesome work we are having in the days of C. Later on, C++ came where we can work with modules and the concept of classes also. Here, the concept of OOPS has been emerged in the days of C++, where one has created the class and created the modules, and those modules are basically functions. The same concept has been introduced into the Python also. That's why Python is also the OOPS programming, means object-oriented programming system it is there. Whenever we are talking about the OOPS, so here we need to create the class. Just a moment. We need to create the class here. I can create the class here, and also I can write the functionality, which itself is a modularization. Modules are present here. So here I can just write any class here. Suppose here I'm just writing any class student here. And inside the class here, I need to write the properties, or I can say the data members. Yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. So here we can just write the data members. Data members are the properties or the characteristics of the classes. So here you can write the data members. So properties or the characteristic or the variables, which are known as technically data members in the class concept or OOPS concept. So one can write it here. And also we can write the member functions here. Inside the member functions, we can write the functions and the methods as well. Okay, we can write the functions and the methods as well. So here I can just write certain functions, and those functions will be working inside the OOPS concept. So totally we are having the modularization approach. Modules means I can just write the functions or methods. But how to access these variables, these member functions and the data members? To do this, we have to follow the strategy with the help of object. So here we need to create the object or the instance through which I can access the member functions and the variables. Okay, so that is mandatory. You are going to do that. So suppose here I'm just making a student and certain ID and name here I'm making, and inside it I want to just access this ID and name. So how to do that? So I have to make the object of the student. So how to make that? Student is the name of the class that I need to write it here. And here suppose ST. ST is the object or instance of the student. Now how to access this function one? I have to give object name dot function name. Now it will work. So here object name dot function name, it will easily work. You are calling it the function name with it. Directly you cannot call it. Suppose you think it, you are going to call it in this way. No, the OOPS will concept will no more here. Suppose I want to call function 2, so st.function 2, I have to do it. So there's a way, there's a, I'll say protocol of accessing the functions here and the data members here. You have to do that. So here, let's go up now ahead with the help of Jupyter notebooks here so that I can create certain, we can just work on to the OOPS here. Okay, so here you can just see. So we'll be working. You can just open the new Jupyter notebook if you feel it right. Have you opened the very fresh Jupyter notebook you have to work today? Okay. So let's read certain theoretical parts, then I'm going to proceed further. You can just read it now. Classes in Python. The basic idea behind an object-oriented programming is to combine with data and associated procedure. Data means variables or the data members. Associated procedure means functions. We call it a member functions known as methods into a single unit which operate onto the data. Such a unit is known as an object. So Python is an object-oriented language. Everything in Python is an object here. Now, what is a class here? Class is an architecture of the object. It is the proper description of attributes and methods. Attributes means data members. Methods means member functions. Functions which you are going to define of a class here. You can see here a user-defined prototype of an object that defines the set of attributes that characterize any object of the class. The attributes are data members, okay, and methods accessed via dot notation. Dot notation means basically, like I had shown you here, this one is a dot notation, st.function1, st.function2. It means object name dot function name, object name dot variable name. In this way, I can access it. So there's a protocol of working with these data members and member functions in OOPS concept actually. Classes provides a means of bundling data and functionality together. So basically, see this class. So here we are bundling it actually. Here we are bundling this together. Which one? The data member and the functions as well inside the classes to make the data protected, to make the function protected. Directly, no outsider cannot access these data members. Suppose you think like, ma'am, can any outsider can directly just write, suppose any command here. Suppose this is an outsider, any outsider is there. He or she wants to access this ID and name. Suppose they are directly writing ID and name. No, it is not possible. Here you have to create the instance name of the class student. Then only st.id is possible, st.name is possible. Without it, it won't work. So it will not allow you to enter or to take directly these variable name. No, that's why whenever we talk about the OOPS, it means you are providing the protection. OOPS itself provides the protection to the data because inside the data or the variable, the actual data are stored and it should not be tampered. If it is tampered, it means you are losing your data. Just to give the more protection, to give more encapsulation to the data, OOPS concept is there during the period of C++ and the similar is in Python. So classes provides a means of bundling data and functionality together. Creating a new class creates a new data object, new type of object, allowing new instances of that type to made here. Now, what are the data members? Data members, a class variable. It is a class variable or instance variable that hold data associated with the class and its object. So this is actually a characteristics or the properties of the classes. Functions. What are functions? Function is a code that specifies certain tasks here. So like you had already defined so many functions. So in future, we are going to write many functions inside the classes. What are the instances? An individual object of a certain class, an object obj that belongs to the class, any class name you can give. So now let's work with the entire class, that how to write the class, how to write the data members, how to write the member functions, how to pass the values, and then how to call it, right? So step by step, we are going to do it here. So I'm taking a very simple step by step here, all the things, okay? So you have to do it very bit by bit only, okay? Step by step approach, here we are going to take it because it is little bit here, little bit complex it is there. So whenever we work with the classes, little bit complexity is there in these classes. Little bit you'll finding out tough today because you'll say, ma'am, today is little bit tough here. But here, if you do it very step by step, each and every bit you will do it, try to understand those bits yourself. So surely you will be understanding what is the actual class. And once you will be understanding the classes on your own, when you will be performing everything you are writing, typing, and accessing the elements yourself, you will be the winner 100%, because class is that concept one needs to understand in any programming language. Once you understand the class concept well, you are the real winner. So here you can see class car. So see each and every bit. Let me take you each and every bit and then only you will write it here. Don't be in hurry to write today, please. First you understand it. I'll give you ample of time so that you can write, understand, write, understand. Class car. How to write the class? Class car. Okay. So basically the notation is capital character. You can start writing here, car. Okay, wait, don't write it, means I'm telling you. Okay, colon. Now I need to define the attributes. Attribute means variable. In a simple term, variables. So here, year, MPG means miles per gallon, means certain characteristics of the car here I'm taking. Year, MPG, speed of the car. Any year you can put, any miles per gallon you can put, any speed you can put, that is up to you. But these are variables, these are attributes, or I can write it here, characteristics. Or the data members. Data members also, no? I can give it here. Just a moment. It is a comment now. Just to understand it. Data members. Okay. So these three are there. Then we are writing the methods here, methods, functions. So I'll just write here. So these are just understanding lines here I had written in comments. There are two member function here I'm creating. These are the user defined functions you can create. So here DEF, accelerate. Accelerate is the name of the car here. This one is function. It is a user defined function. So accelerate is a function here. Here I'm giving the word self. What is the self? Whenever I'm talking about the self, this self here, this self here, this self is actually the instance name. Instance name. Now, why is the need of it? Instance name means automatically object name will come here. So I'll be showing you that how the object name will come here, how it will be impacting the output here. Initially, just to understand, we have to give the word self keyword. This is a predefined keyword here inside the Python. And here I'm return self.speed. Here I'm saying, whatever speed is mentioned, just to return it back, give it back. So it will be returning the speed. Speed is what? 100. So it will be returning 100. Then again, I'm writing DEF break. Break is the name of the user defined function. And inside it, I'm passing the parameter as a self. Self means instance name. And then return self.speed. It will be also returning the speed. Now here, I will be explaining in detail what is the impact of self. Okay, just I'm giving you currently the structure to write the class, the fundamental structure to write the class, the class car, attributes, and the methods, member function, how I'm writing. Now, the second step here I'm going to take, line number 12, object or instance. So it means in line number 11, I had created the complete class structure. Now let's define the object or instance of the class. Without the object or instance of the class, I cannot call accelerate or break, year, MPG or speed. No way. So here I'm creating the object or the car of the car or instance. So I can take object as just like, in a simple word, I can say it as the nickname. It is the small short name, like everybody is having office name means the actual name, and the nickname, short name you are having maybe. So car one. So car, I'm making car one. Car one is the object. Car one, so whenever I am making this car one, so what will happen actually in the memory? Why it is created car one here? Actually into the memory it is being created. See here. This is a memory, RAM. car 1. One more thing, see here, just to think one thing. Suppose you are making an office structure. Suppose some task is given to you. Just you draw the office plan. Suppose you are an architecture person and you are creating the office plan, how the office rooms, cabins should be look like. So there's a proper structure of that. You are putting it on to the pen and paper. Means you are drawing it. You are making the pen and paper architecture. Now the point is, after drawing it onto the pen and paper, is it really created onto the ground? Means, is there actual office came there? No. Actual office will be coming when one is actually purchasing the property, means fields, space, and then with the help of bricks, cement, one is making it here. See the differences. So the difference is one is making it onto the pen and paper as the architecture only, architecture of house or office. But when you are purchasing the space and then you are using the cement and the bricks, then only that office or house will come up. So that is real. And the pen and paper work is a virtual, means that is going to be implemented. So I'll say this class, if I had written this class, it is just the blueprint. It is just the blueprint, means it is not on to the RAM. It has not occupied the RAM. It is on to the return only. But actually in RAM, it is not. When I come to the object, this line number 12, car 1, once I'll execute it, now here, car 1 is created onto the RAM. It occupies this space. It occupies this space. So suppose here, this is integer. So the memory occupied the integer. Suppose I say integer 64, by default it is. So integer 64, so here 8 bytes with year, 8 bytes with MPG, 8 bytes with speed. So 8 bytes with year, 8 bytes with MPG, 8 bytes with speed will be occupied here. Bytes, I'm talking about the memory bytes. So that much memory will be occupied here for what? For the year, MPG, and the speed. So the point is here, until and unless I'm not making the car 1 as the object, your memory is not occupied. Getting? Your memory is not occupied. It is here up to. So car is a blueprint, but your object is the actual memory occupying space. Now your car 1, here your bytes are allocated to car 1. Now once it is done onto the RAM, now here, car 1 is equal to car, so the object is created, and here what you are calling car 1 dot accelerate. Accelerate means, see the line number 12 here, this one. You are going to call it here, this one. Accelerate will be called here. So this is the way object dot instance name I have to call. So accelerate will be called. So what this will do, this accelerate function here in self here. Car 1 will automatically pass. If I say, see the difference, I'll say one thing. I'll say, suppose my name is Deepika. If anybody asks, so, or suppose any of my asset is there. Suppose I say mobile. Mobile is there. I will never speak my name, Deepika's mobile. No. I'll just say my mobile. So see the differences. Here, this self is the similar one. Self means automatically car will come. Car 1 will come. It means whenever I'm talking about the self here, it means here automatically this car will come. Car 1, object name will automatically supply here. So inside the self, object name will be supplied automatically. Here it will not give, suppose you think you can say, ma'am, in self, why don't we write car1? That could be a question. You can say, ma'am, car1 we can write it if we are supplying it. No. And what it is returning here, self.speed. So it means you can say, madam, here car1.speed can be supplied. No, it is not there. Because what will happen? Today I'm working with car1. Suppose I had created car2. Car2 is equal to car in this way. So here what will happen? Here car2 is there. So car2 so can means again I have to change it to car2. No, this is not the right way of working. What I'll do instead of this, why not to write self? Because I know self means the object name. Automatically it will go. You are not specifying it. Python knows it. Python compiler, Python command knows everything it. So here we have to supply self. Okay, so this is mandatory. In self, automatically object name will be passed. You are not passing anything. Automatically it will understand. So car1 dot accelerate. Okay, now once it is done, what it will do? It will go here, call the accelerate method here, this one. Call the accelerate method here, car1 will be going. And here looking car1 dot speed. So from here, it is going to capture this speed, 100. So what is going to return? 100. So 100 is the speed. You can see it is 100. Later on, you are going to call break. How you are going to call? You cannot call break directly. Suppose here you are writing break directly. No, you cannot do. You have to call car1 dot break. Means every time I have to call object name dot break. So here car1 dot break. So break is there here. And here in self automatically car1 will go. Car1 dot this one break. So car1 break. And here in self automatically car1 dot speed. So here it is going to give you speed. What I can do, I can change, wait here. Okay. So here it is going to give you speed. Here also it is going to give you speed. Suppose here I'm change one more thing here. Just a moment, wait. See here, I had changed it. This one you can see. Here accelerator is going to call. Here it is going to return you speed 100. So what is the speed? This speed is being accessed. And here you can just see car1 dot break. So break is going to call. Here automatically car1 will go in self and it is returning self dot mpg means car1 dot mpg. What is the miles per gallon here? 22. Nowadays it is more there. So you can put any other 40, 50, 60, anything here. So you can just give mpg and you can see what is the response coming here. The overall point is this is just the structure. It is more into the depth, very much depth is there. But here what you can do, just put your hands on, put yourself hands on and learn how to give the structure to the class, how to write the attributes, how to write the methods, how to call it. So I'm waiting onto the screen, be comfortable, just write each and every command. Also do write the hash comment also comments so that you yourself will learn what are these. And then line number 16 and 17. So try to give your time to 15, 16, 17. In between, I'm taking your queries now if you're having. Let's move ahead now. Start writing it. Self is predefined, and inside the self, object name will go. This object name, car1, will move automatically. Automatically, it will take it. Slowly, you will be learning more into the depth, how it is working. This is just a glance only glance I am giving to you. And take care for indentations also. Okay, take care. The point is here that I want to access the accelerate and break method. How? I can do it with the help of object name dot. this one. Object name dot this one. This is the way. Otherwise, there's no other way to access the accelerate method or break method directly. Just come here now. Here. Now see how to access these one. These one. How to access these ones. So accelerate you are accessing directly. Break also you are accessing. And then you are accessing car1.ear. See, car1.mpg and car1.speed. Okay. Try to access it. Line number, this one. This one. Line number 18. Try to do this now. Try to do yourself car1.ear, car1.mpg, car1.speed here. Do it now. If you are getting the error of indentation error, so it means this you have to take care. This one, no? This you have to take care. These indentations, see, you have to take care. Otherwise, it won't work. So this one is there. This is a simple structure. You learn like how to write the class, how to write the data members, how to write the member functions, and how to access them with the help of object.member, object.function, object.variable in this way. This is the only way. Now I'm giving you wait here. Okay. A very simple class, a very simple things here I'm just taking. Now see here, this is a very simple class here. Class, my class is there. Okay, here you can, the best way is just give it here capital M, capital M. Okay, that is the convention of writing. Okay. Okay, now it is corrected. So see, it is a my class. Inside the my class, I'm just defining the attribute member K and D. These are the two. What are these? Are attribute. These are variables. Okay, characteristics you can see. Now there's a function here, stf, and here I'm passing the self. And this is my first class. Just I'm learning because myself I'm learning. Now one more thing. This sentence you see. Actually, what happens? See, here if I go above this one, which you had written this class car. This class I had written simplified, very simple things I had written. Now, if I'm coming to this one, certain more statements are given, these statements. The reason being, actually, no, right now, actually see, right now, we are working in Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook is the data science environment. You see the words what I am speaking to you. Jupyter Notebook is the data science environment. So this environment is created very simplified. Now, actually, if I go in 1992, then the Python was created, 1995, 1998. So that time, Python was used for the development purpose. Development, you should know, web development purpose, where websites are created. Just like you had heard about C, C++, Java, JavaScript, C Sharp, ASP.NET, all these things are being used for creation of the website. In those timings, there is no data science, there is no machine learning, there is no artificial intelligence. Nobody knows about these things because it was not present. These concepts are just onto the research papers. But on actual ground, it is not there. So that time, Python is used for web development purpose just to create the website. So if the AI, if the data science is not there, so the Python environment does not have the Jupyter Notebook also, because Jupyter Notebook has been created once the launched of AI, right? Later on it is created. This environment is created, that how to do the work for the data science easily. Now, if Python I'm taking, Python is created for the web development purpose where websites are created. So we do not have this Jupyter Notebook environment. We are having a separate environment. This environment which you are feeling comfortable here in Jupyter, no, it is not. There are different frameworks are there, different Python frameworks are there, and those frameworks were used for the development purpose. When we work with web development purpose, there we work with the classes. There also, because without classes we cannot work, we cannot create the websites. So there we work with the classes in different Python frameworks, okay, different infrastructure of the Python. There we need to write the Python commands whenever we are creating the classes in different way. So there is a structure of writing, because if I won't follow the structure, it will not allow me to create the Python in that different environment. Here in Jupyter Notebook, in data science environment, we are not following the structure, because here this is a very comfortable environment where, like above commands I had shown you, very easily you had written it. But these commands, if I directly write in actual Python development framework, it won't work. How the actual commands were written in the days of Python development framework. Here you can say, ma'am, we are not doing development. You are correct. We are not doing development. But here we need to understand what is the actual structure of classes. How do we write? What is the complete framework of classes? How to write it here? Because these things are very mandatory to understand the fundamentals of the Python here. If you won't understand it, some of the things you will miss in your life also. So these are very fundamentalistic part that actually in actual Python environment, what are the things required to be run? What are those keywords? What are those lines? What are those particular built-in statements are there in Python, which are required to make the actual classes in actual Python development environment. In future, you are not going to create these classes from the very stretch. No. These classes are already present. These classes are already pre-created into the Anaconda. They are there. Because in future, I'm going to call the class directly and I'm going to write the functions directly. I will just call them directly. I'm no more making this one. But here I'm focusing on to create the class from the very scratch, very basic, so that we should know how to create it, how to call it, how the environment is calling it here. Because once you understand, then it is very easy to you for moving forward. Let's take the structure here. Class, my class is there. Attribute members are there. Here I had created the member functions. Up to here, it is okay. You are aware now. Now there are certain keywords. Let's understand this keyword. To call the actual classes, there is a way of working. So we are learning the way of working. DEF main. DEF main is that function where I can create the instance of the class. This is the actual working when we work into the web development of by using the Python environment. There's a PyCharm. PyCharm is the environment, general environment where developer work. Okay, so they use all these things. So the similar thing I am understanding here in Jupyter. So here DEF main. This is that method. Main is a predefined method where inside it I'm going to create the class instance. With the help of class instance, I'm going to call the KDTestF as a member function and the attribute member. So M is equal to my class, M.K, M.D. So you can understand these three lines here. M is equal to my class. I'm creating the instance or object. Now I'm calling the attribute and member functions, M.K, M.D, and testf. With the help of M. M is the object or instance. Otherwise, I cannot call it. But I had placed all these 4 lines inside the DEF main function here. Now, how to call this main function? Main function, I have to call here, see this line, last 2 lines here. So here I'm just calling it here. Here. These lines you can just see. If name equals to main, this one, be careful here. If name equals to main, these lines are predefined inside the Python. These lines are predefined. It is there inside the Python compiler. If name equals to main means this is the entry point of running these classes. So this is the entry point. In actual environment, we do write in the similar way. If we miss this line, so my program will not execute. My class will not be created in actual. So this is the entry point. From here, I have to main. Check it out. If name equals to main, what it is saying? It is asking, tell me that in complete code, is there any function with the name of main? So I'm here, what this compiler will say, okay, yeah, there is a main. I know there is a main function. So it is saying, okay, you have find out the main. So do one thing, just start running the main. So it will just got it and start working with main. So this main function will be making the object in RAM as the M of this my class. And then it will give the value of K and D variables here inside the M object of my class here. So this is the actual working here. So if name equals to main, one has to write. So here, if name equals to main, I have to write it. And this is predefined. So this is the entry point to run this complete class here. And remember, here, whenever we are writing, be careful now. This is predefined. So here I have to write C. If underscore underscore. If name underscore underscore. And then CC, again here I'm writing, is equal to, then here I'm writing it again, double quote, underscore underscore main. This is predefined, underscore underscore double quotes, colon, this one. So this is predefined. So if name equals to main, so it is asking, is there any function with a main? It is saying, yeah, there is a main. I got it. Yes, we had find it out. So now let's run this main function. This is predefined. This is the actual working of the classes. This is a structure of actual working of the classes. In actual Python development environment, we are learning the very fundamental of these things. These are required to understand. If I skip it, because it is a complex here. If I skip due to complexity, you will be losing certain things to understand the class concept in Python, and that will be helping you in future. Just have a hands-on of this one. Be very careful. Do put each and every word very careful. If name equals to main r, underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to underscore underscore main underscore underscore. Everything is predefined. You have to take care. Just start putting it, please. Just to try your hands. I'm giving you ample of time. Okay, do it now. If you are getting the indentation error, so what you have to do, I got it. See the gap you have to make it here. Because if I had make this class over here only, so you come down, and where to start this DEF main? Here, from the beginning. Do not put it here in this way. No. See the differences. This class and this DEF test is the part of my class. But this DEF, this main is not the part of my class. That's why I'm not starting it from here. I'm starting it from the very beginning because this is independent. This is not the part. That's why you're getting the indentation error. You see from where I'm starting this class, DEF and F. It will be corrected. Try to do itself here. Just to pull this DEF main this side. From the here, you will do it here. Okay, and then do this one. These will be having only one indentation.